The computer. Hi, everybody. It's Katie Harris, owner and CEO of Nursepreneurs, and I'm here with Kayse McGovern. Say hi, Kayse.
Hello, everybody. How are you today? I am a community specialist with Katie at Nursepreneurs, and
So,
my background is pediatric nurse practitioner, just so you're aware.
awesome. And so what we're doing in this series, this YouTube series that we're launching, is we're talking about our IV hydration business. We do have a course, we offer coaching, and then we have a bespoke program, which is we help you build the IV hydration clinic. So I thought it would be fun to show you all of the different aspects of the bespoke program as we go through it. So for the month of August, we have 31 days, and we're going to build this business in 31 days. God help us. But it's a lot. It's overwhelming. There's a lot of moving pieces to it. But when you have support and you have a team behind you, it's completely doable. So Kayse, you don't know what I'm going to tell you at all. So
Okay. I'm excited to hear about it.
yeah, so what I'm going to do, like this first session is going to be, we're going to talk about the big idea, right? So obviously it's IV hydration, but it's honestly, it's not enough just to start an IV hydration. There's lots of IV hydration clinics out there. And here in Philadelphia, there's a couple big ones. And I even have students that, I don't want to, I certainly don't want to compete with them. And I don't want to compete with the big names that are here. But I still, let's say I still want to start an IV hydration business. There's still a niche in there. There's still something for me to do, and that's what I want to focus on. So my background is neurocritical care. So I've always loved neuro health, neuro wellness. And I was actually out in LA and they had a neuro wellness center. And I was like, ooh, that would be awesome if we had one of those in Philly, right?
Yep.
Like if we
There's all these neuro wellness websites sort of popping up. I feel like I've seen.
yeah. I mean, there once you start looking for something, you see it everywhere. But if you were to try and search for neuro wellness in Philadelphia, you would not find anything. Which is why I wanted to call the business Neuro Wellness Philly. One just to have the city in there have some sort of because I don't think I'm going to expand right now. I'm just just want to do neuro wellness in Philadelphia. So the idea was, and I was thinking, because I've done a lot of IV hydration, and one drip in particular that I really, really like and had an impact on me. It had an effect, and that was the NAD drip. And I like that for brain clarity and brain wellness.
So my first thought, Neuro Wellness Philly, I love because it's clear. I feel like at least although you may not know that it's around something related to IV hydration. So I don't know, that's something to think about. But still, neuro wellness, at least that you're expecting to talk about something related to whether it's mental health, mind clarity, cognitive performance. You have at least an idea of sort of what genre of information you're headed into.
Yeah. And I could always put it could have a subtitle. You know how some people are, it's
Yes.
like blah blah company, and then it specifies. So it could be neuro wellness Neuro Wellness Philly, an IV hydration company or something. I mean, that's kind of lame, but
Right. But either way, I love Neuro Wellness Philly. I really do. But right, like you said, and maybe the logo somehow just incorporates something that makes you think, oh, this is also related to IV hydration.
right. And at some level, it does allow me to deviate if I wanted to in the future. But, I do want to be niche. I do want to be specific. And I'm only going to offer one product. It's only NAD. Like, that's the only thing I want to do. I don't want 16 different drips. I don't have the time or energy for that. I just want to focus on the one problem, which is, that brain fog that we have, the lack of clarity, the lack of focus, the overwhelm, the anxiety. Like, I'm really focused on solving one problem and not everybody's problems. So, I having one product actually helps differentiate you. A lot of people think that maybe that's going to cause me to lose clients, and sure it will, but it's going to pull in the right clients.
Right, because you already said it, like you're not for everybody and that's okay. You're offering a specific service to a specific market and that's what you want to do, and that's who you're marketing to. And actually, I'm sure we'll get to it eventually, but from a marketing perspective, it makes it really easy when you know exactly, you have that one amazing offer.
Right. Yeah, it'll be so much easier to market. But then at the same time, one of the objections to NAD is that it takes a long time, right? Like NAD could take an hour to infuse, maybe it takes 2 hours. It depends on how sensitive the person is. So in order to address that, I want to create like an experience that you come in for like a relaxation, session, right? You're coming in like you would go to a massage. Like you don't go in and say, hurry up my massage. You want the whole 60 minutes of your massage or however long it's going to be. So one of the things that I actually have this really nice massage chair that, I kind of regret buying, but it is really, really nice. It was. And I work out of a co-working space. So I'm thinking, what if, I put the IV in, get the NAD started, and then get them in the massage chair. I have a weighted blanket. Have you ever used a weighted blanket? Oh my God, those things are amazing.
I love them. It's
right.
like a thunder vest.
Yeah.
I do.
I
You
got
can
it.
tell I'm an anxious personality. Maybe we both are because we're like, oh, weighted blankets.
Give me a hug. But yeah, so it came in through the mail, and I'm like, what in the world did I order? It was like 20 pounds, and I'm like, what is this? And I opened it up, I'm like, it's a blanket. Oh my God.
I love weighted blankets. They're so
Yeah.
nice. They
So
really do give you that immediate calming effect.
yeah, so you have the infusion going, you're in the massage chair for an hour with the weighted blanket, and then I don't know if you've ever heard of Newcom, but this is it's a bioprocessing patch that you put on your wrist, and it's been validated with lots and lots of studies. I don't mean industry studies, but peer-reviewed studies. And then you listen to this. They're like theta waves. So I have noise canceling headphones, the bioprocessing patch. So now you're having an experience in the eye patches, right? So for an hour, you're going to sit there, get your NAD in the massage chair with the new calm, and you're in blackout, like no phone, no lights, like you're just in a cocoon, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, honestly, I am like, for those of you that don't know me, I am not in Philly, and now I want Katie to use me as her first patient, and I'm going to fly to Philly for the whole weekend and just keep doing this over and over. But no, I love that idea. And I love the idea, like you said, you're offering a service that's very niche. It's one thing, but you're offering it to a level that I feel like is unheard of. It's truly like sort of this upscale. I don't know if that's the word I want to say, but it's sort of this high level wraparound service. And I like the way you said cocoon.
Yeah.
Because it's like a little cocoon, and then you come out of it and you're probably so refreshed.
Right. Yeah, and NAD is one of those drips where you actually experience it, like you feel it. Like sometimes you get an IV drip, and even I'm a nurse, and I've done it lots of times. I'll be like, well, I didn't feel anything. And like you're not supposed to feel anything, right? You're not supposed to like be jumping off the walls. It's not a caffeine drip. But NAD, you do have an experience with it, and it makes you psychologically think that it's doing something, even if it wasn't the most pleasant feeling, but it's like it still feels like something's working. So it has that
Right.
kind of like weird psychological effect on it.
Well, and it's interesting too, is like you said, like for some people, depending on how they're tolerating NAD, it may not be the most pleasant of all the IV hydration drips, but even if all the other things you were offering were just to sort of soften the experience of the NAD, it would be awesome. But you're doing both. You're offering things that are also good from a neuro perspective, but also softening that experience for those who don't tolerate it as well as others might.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, this is something like in our bespoke program, what we do is we set you up with a coach. So it's in this scenario, Kayse, I'm bouncing ideas off Kayse to get her feedback. When you join our bespoke program, you actually talk with a 6 or 7 figure IV hydration clinic owner who will guide you through packaging stuff like this. And I think that's really powerful because the default that I've seen with nurses that come in, it's just like, oh, I'm going to offer like 50 drips. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's really expensive. Second of all, like 80% of people that come in are only going to want 20% of the drips that you offer anyway. So to buy all these medications, and I made this mistake. I started an IV hydration clinic in 2013 before it was a craze. And I was like, oh, I did the same thing. I'm going to have 50 drips. And I went out and bought all the medications before I even had clients, and they expired before I could use them. So it was a huge waste of money. But it's like, why do I need all these drips? Like it's just really, really expensive. It's complicated, and I don't want complicated. I want simple, easy, and just one focus.
Well, and the same, right? Like sometimes, like, okay, even just take for an example, I went to get my nails done the other day, and their menu was so insane that I was like, it immediately gave me anxiety because I'm like, oh, I have to pick one of these, and oh, that sounds good, but so does this, and so does this. People are right. We're talking about helping people improve their brain fog and mental clarity. No need to give them 30 things to decide on. Just give them what they
Right.
need.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't even want the choice. It's just like, I'm gonna
Exactly.
I want to pull you out of your brain fog, reduce your anxiety, and give you a great experience. They're not going to be like, well, let me choose from this menu of things of how that's going to be. No, I'm telling you how we're going to do it. And
Right.
people like to submit to that in like a lot of as a service, right? Like I'm not going to go in
Right.
and tell the massage therapist how to, I might tell her, I want it stronger or lighter, but I'm not going to be like, well, you need to go down the left side first and then the right side. It's
Right.
just like,
Right. Well, right.
yeah,
People appreciate that you're giving, right. You're the authority on it and they're coming to you because you're the expert.
right.
So you kind of utilize that. But the other thing, Katie, I was thinking about too with this idea, like we talked about it being a cocoon is, I mean, I immediately think about things like, you already said about the theta waves, but what else can sort of up level the experience, like aromatherapy
Yes.
or, that's on my mind immediately. Like, what would I want to be smelling while I'm wrapped in a cocoon and kind of flooding my senses with something calming?
Yes. I actually have an aromatherapy infuser. So lavender to me is very relaxing. So
Right.
that might be nice, or peppermint oil. So I can definitely get the room smelling nice. Oh, and I actually, another one
Is
of
it
these
going right
things.
now?
So this
Oh,
is
yes.
an eye mask. And, you put this on and it's pressure and it's heat on your eyes. So
Yes, I have one of those too. My husband got it for me for Christmas, and it is lovely.
it is lovely. Like I noticed at one point, I was doing a podcast one time and I'm like, my face just hurts. I'm like in this suspended, like, I just cannot relax my face for some reason. It's really weird.
So after every podcast episode, now we know Katie puts on that eye mask for a minute.
I might put it on right now while we're talking. No, but so anyway, in terms of like pricing, the one thing that I was thinking about is that I don't want 500 clients. I don't even want 100 clients, to be honest. Like, so I need to, put this at a price point where I don't have to deal with that many people. And what I was thinking of, and you can give me your initial reaction to this, is that if I can get people to commit to a 12-week program, because the NAD, you need to infuse it, you need to get a fairly sizable volume in over a period of time. So if I can get somebody to commit to coming in for a 12-week program, at 1 hour they come in, sit in the chair, get the whole experience for an hour. It's like going for massage each week. I would charge somewhere around the range of $5,000 to $6,000 for that package.
I'm pulling out a calculator, just like thinking through it as we talk.
Right. So then if I took on 10 clients a quarter at 5,000, that would be 50,000. And we're going to do tomorrow, we'll do the business plan. We'll do the numbers, and talk
Okay.
through it from there. But that is, and we'll play around with it based on my cost aspects of it. But that is a number that I'm happy with. It makes me happy. Like, who doesn't want $50,000 a quarter? Like, that would be wonderful. We're talking 200,000 a year.
Right.
So and when we look at the expenses, we'll see what I actually make from them. I'm not going to make 200,000 versus taxes, which is a big
Right.
hit, and there's expenses. So,
But
but
still, right. But you're going to make I mean, just get, I'm not necessarily the numbers person, um, for many reasons. But I'm guessing you're going to take the take home is still going to be well over 100,000. And
Yeah,
that's a really nice,
right.
salary.
And I'm talking about, 40 clients a year. I'm not talking
Right.
about 40 clients a month or a week, like a year.
Yeah, and that's cool because I think one thing as nurses, in general, and maybe this is just me because as a lot of my career has been outpatient, but the thing that I love a lot about nursing is getting to know my patients and
Right.
creating relationships, especially like on the outpatient side. I've had the opportunity to do that over many years with many of my patients. This kind of fills that need for a nurse who enjoys getting to know her patients and caring for them. You just have 40 clients. You're going to know every client by name. You're going to know their significant others' names. You're going to learn about their kids and their careers and their lives. And that is very fulfilling. I just think as an individual and as an entrepreneur, it's nice to have those relationships in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that is the big idea for this session. In tomorrow's session, we are going to go through the numbers and we'll go through the spreadsheet to look at how that is going to play out and if I need to tweak it. I'm not necessarily interested in going lower, but the question would be, do I need to go higher to make it worth my while? So
Right.
we'll go through that piecemeal. And yeah, and we'll take it from there. And hope you enjoy the session. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you get hit with these videos as they come out. They'll come out daily for the month of August. And then we put links. And if you want to talk to our team, call us anytime. And we look forward to working with you.
Yay! I'm excited.